latest updates.
Please move closer. It looks like the president of Cameroon, Paul Biya, is suffering from memory loss. The man was at the US Africa Summit last month and he had no idea where he was or why he was there. I think he has dementia and it happens to the best of us. Nobody is making fun of him. He will be 90 next month. He has lived a long life. Nobody is making fun of his health challenges. But those who surround the man clearly don't have the fear of God. I don't think they really care about the man. Otherwise, he would have stepped down a long time ago. The whole world doesn't need to see him being embarrassed. He's embarrassing himself and Cameroon on a world platform. It shouldn't be.
Pourquoi je suis en vedette ici? C'est qui tous ces gens qui sont là? Pourquoi je n'ai pas demandé ça? Est-ce qu'il y a des gens importants là?
Les ministres, c'est des ministres qui sont là. Le président Kagame a parlé, il est parti, introduit.
Non.
Le monsieur vous a introduit. Il y avait un monsieur de vous qui vous a introduit.
Je dois parler maintenant.
Vous restez assis, parlez assis. Vous pouvez parler assis, étant assis.
Ici?
Oui.
Pourquoi?
I mean, it's so sad. The man just sat there, he farted. He kept looking at the pamphlet in his hand for minutes. That is supposed to be his speech. Then he farted again in public. He put down his pamphlet. His aide came back to prompt him to speak.
Ici? Pourquoi? C'est moi. Il n'y a personne pour conduire les travaux.
This man has a wife. Biya, the woman with the biggest hair, always with the biggest wig. 52-year-old Biya. What were you looking at? You would think that the bigger the wig, the more brain somebody would have. You would think this woman would have the fear of God. Hey, Berolong. This woman is just using this man. And what happened to his children? We have talked about his children in the past. Is there not one of you that has the fear of God? You see your father like this. You cannot do family meeting. Until this is not right. You keep putting him out like that. What is so hard in the man stepping down? He clearly has no idea that he's president. It is the people around him that need to say enough is enough and ensure that he steps down. Did they not celebrate 40 years in power recently? No wonder he didn't show up to his own party. Is 40 years not enough? How can there not be one family member that would think they need to put an end to this public embarrassment? What is it with us in Africa? This man has no clue that he's the president. Those around him are just taking advantage of that to steal money. Why else would they keep him in power? The same thing is happening in Gabon right now. Remember that their president had stroke and the man has not been well since then. He can barely walk, yet he's not stepping down. In fact, he put his son in charge of the country. Who does that? Hey, Cameroonians. This one, my Cameroonian people, this one passed me. Those surrounding your president are wicked people. They don't want the man to step down. We are praying for you, Olori Okeyanu. Let me know what you guys think about what happened to the president of Cameroon at the US Africa Summit. Meanwhile, I just want you guys to, take 1 minute and talk to me about this whole US Africa Summit thing. I think it's great. But I also think it's sad when you look at it in a different way, that the only time these African leaders will gather is when America says, come. I'm sorry to say. The U.S. will always protect its own interests. I live in the U.S. I have nothing against the U.S. But when will Africa also start protecting its own interests? Can any African leader say that Western presidents should gather themselves and they will all run to Africa? Why can that happen? Are we not equals? Let me know what you think about that. Also, seeing their picture, it makes me sad. Where are the women? Women are more than half the population of Africa. And then you see the picture of the African leaders and you see mostly men. I know this is not just happening in Africa, it's happening in different continents as well. But it's about time we change that and show the actual face of the people of Africa. Half of us are women, and so women should be represented at the power level. Amen, somebody. Let me know what you guys think about all that. I know it's a lot to think about. We talked about Peter Obi at Chatham House. We talked about Cameroonian president not knowing where he is. We talked about the US Africa Summit. But